Today we're going to be solving rational expressions. So I'm going to do this one for you. 2x minus 3 divided by 2 equals 3 over x plus 4. Now, if you look at my steps here, the very first step is to what? Cross multiply. Now, guys, what I have in parentheses is very important. This only works when you have one fraction equaling another fraction. Here I have a single fraction equaling a single fraction. That means I can cross multiply. However, we will do problems where you have a second fraction like this. You can think of this as over 1. Any number can become a fraction by putting it over 1, okay? So think of this as 2 fractions. I cannot cross multiply because I have 2 different things, okay? All right, so let's use our first method. We have one fraction equaling another fraction, so we can go ahead and cross multiply. So I'm going to do 2x minus 3 times x plus 4 equals 2 times 3 is 6. Now it's just an Algebra 1 problem. Multiply it out and solve. I'm going to have you guys try it on your own. I'll put the answer up here shortly, but you guys can just look up and check. Fernando, shh. So from here, you guys should be able to factor this. Did you guys factor it yet? Great. Josephine, what did you get? What are my final answers? Okay, what are my factors then, since you're giving me the factors? Perfect. So then what are my answers, my solutions? Perfect. Good job, Josephine. All right. So now we went on ahead and solved. So we did the first step, which is cross multiply, and then now we're going to solve. Now we have to check for extraneous solutions. So I'm going to go back to my original problem up here, and I'm going to plug in a 2. And let's see what happens if I plug in a 2 everywhere. Plug in a 2 here, plug in a 2 here. So 2 times 2 is 4, minus 3 is 1, so I get 1/2 equals 3 over 2 plus 4 is 6. Here, if you cross multiply, 2 times 3 is 6, 1 times 6 is 6. So that's true. So 2 is a solution. Let's check if negative 9/2 is a solution. So I'm going to erase these, and I'm going to put in a negative 9/2. Negative 9/2. Okay, let's see what we get. What is negative 9/2, by the way? Negative 4.5. Okay, so if it helps you to calculate this with a decimal instead of a fraction, we can do that. So negative 4.5 is the same thing as 9/2. Okay, so guys, what is 2 times negative 4.5? Negative 9 minus 3 is what? Negative 12, thank you, over 2 equals 3 over what's negative 4.5 plus 4. Good, negative 0.5. Now cross multiply. Negative 12 times negative 0.5 is a positive 6. 2 times 3 is a positive 6. So that's also true. Both of these answers worked. Okay, looking at this example, p divided by p minus 2 plus 2 equals 8 over p squared minus 4. Notice, guys, we have 2 things over here, so we cannot cross multiply. like we did in the previous example. What we're going to have to do here is multiply by the least common denominator. These are the steps. So we're going to do the first step, which is multiply everything by the least common denominator. So let me help you figure out how to find the least common denominator. So what helps is if you factor the denominator first. So if I were to factor this, how would I write it? Exactly. So guys, I'm going to rewrite this denominator as p minus 2 times p plus 2. Do you guys see how it's still the same problem? Okay. So now I can easily tell what the other fractions are missing. How do I make this first one look like this one? Yep, I would need another p plus 2, right? Now they look the same. And what about this one? P minus 2 and p plus 2, correct? So guys, the least common denominator is p minus 2 times p plus 2. That's what each denominator has, right? Okay, so guys, that is your strategy. I'm going to keep this the same, but we figured out what the least common denominator should be. So I'm going to multiply everything by my least common denominator. So look real quick. If I take all of this and multiply it by the p, I'll just distribute it in. So this will be p minus 2 times p plus 2. I'm going to make more space. So guys, look, I'm going to multiply this by this first one. So I'm going to multiply it in. I'm going to multiply this by this middle one. So it'll be 2 times p minus 2 times p plus 2. And then multiply it by here. P minus 2, p plus 2. Okay, so I multiplied it in, so it's no longer out here. Okay, I multiplied it in. All right, that's the beautiful thing about this. These cancel with those. Those two cancel out. I am left with p times p plus 2 plus, isn't this just p squared minus 4? So it's 2 times p squared minus 4 equals 8, because those are gone. That's why you want to multiply by your least common denominator, because when you do, it becomes simplified. No more fractions. All right, now you just solve it. It's a regular Algebra 1 problem. So I'm going to distribute this. I get p squared plus 2p. This is plus 2p squared minus 8 equals 8. P squared and 2p squared is 3p squared plus 2p minus 8. Subtract 8 from both sides. This becomes a minus 16. And then you just factor it. So guys, I'm going to pause here and let you guys factor it and solve. When you factored it, you should have gotten 3p plus 8 times p minus 2. And if you solve that, you'll get p is equal to negative 8/3 and p is equal to 2. Right off the bat, let me show you the original problem. The original problem looked like this. This is my original problem. If I were to replace these p's, if I were to replace the p with a 2, what would be in the denominator? 0. Can you have 0 in the denominator? No, so I already know this is not an answer. And then check this one. All right, I'm going to show you guys another example. Let's say I have 4/3 minus 7n equals 1/6. All right, guys, try to make the denominators the same. What is this? What do these two both need so that they match?
3 and
This needs a 3 and this needs an n. This needs an n too. What should I do so that they're all the same? Yep, this needs a 2 times 2. Now they're all 6 n's, right? So that's your least common denominator, 6n. So guys, that's what you're going to multiply by. I'm going to multiply everything by 6n. Just the numerator. So this is going to be 24n over 3. This will be 42n over n. This will be 6n over 6. And the cool thing is, things will cancel out. 24 divided by 3 is what? So this is just 8n minus 42 equals n. Now you can just solve because these canceled out. So if we solve this, I can subtract n, you get 7n equals, put that on the other side. Divide by 7. You get n is 6. Of course, we're going to have to check and see if it's extraneous or not. So here's the original problem. I'll just do it right here. I'm going to replace this n with a 6. All right, let's see if this works. We need these to be the same, so I'm going to multiply this by 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 2 is 6. Minus 7 over 6 equals 1 over 6. Is this true? Yep, 8 minus 7 gives you that 1, and your denominator stays the same. So this is true. That means n equals 6 is indeed your solution. So you guys are working on this problem. Most of you guys have already finished it. What is the least common denominator? Yep, 2k. So that's what I'm going to multiply all of these by. 2k. When I do, I'll get 6k over k minus 2k over 2 equals 24k over k. The great thing is, most things will cancel out. I'm left with 6 minus k equals 24. Then maybe you can subtract 24 and you get negative 18 and then move this negative k to the other side. So k is equal to negative 18. Now you need to check. So guys, I'm going to go back to the original problem and plug in negative 18. All right, guys, what do I need to multiply 2 by to get to negative 18? A negative 9. Okay, so then this becomes, I still have 3 over negative 18. This is negative and then a negative 9 up here, minus a negative 9, negative 18. These two negatives make a positive, right? So this is 3 plus 9, which is 12 over your negative 18. Perfect, that matches. So this is your answer. Okay, here's another example. X plus 6 over x plus 3 equals 2 minus 5x plus 12 over x plus 3. What's the denominator all of these need? X plus 3. So guys, that's what I'm going to multiply by. All of these need to be multiplied by x plus 3. So when I distribute this in, I'll have x plus 6 times x plus 3. Your denominator will not change. Equals x plus 3 times 2 is just 2 times x plus 3 minus these two. So that's 5x plus 12 times x plus 3. And your denominator stays the same. So guys, look what cancels. Those are gone, and those are gone. You're left with x plus 6 equals 2x. Plus 6 minus 5x minus 12. Now you just need to solve it. Well, these 6's will cancel. They're on opposite sides. So I'm left with x equals 2x minus 5x is negative 3x. Then I can add 3x to both sides. X plus 3x, that's 4x, equals negative 12. Then divide by 4. So x equals negative 3 is your potential answer. But what do we need to do? We have to check it. So guys, looking at my original problem, this is what it originally looked like. If I remove these x's and put my negative 3 there, what happens? What's negative 3 plus 3? You get 0. Can you have 0 in the denominator? Okay, so this is no solution. Yep, you're right.